My name is Wayne Dobos. I served in the Army from 1968 through 1971. I started out as a welder, ended up as a mechanic, then a truck driver, and that was my final MOS, was truck driver. Well, I was first stationed after I went through my training in Germany, and I got my orders to go to Vietnam. And I was stationed just north of Quy Nhon in a 444 transportation company. When I got there was the heat and the stench. Maybe because there's so much water there, it has a musty musk smell that's like no other, and it's hot. In Vietnam, what I did was different. Most people never even heard of the job I had as a gun trucker until Iraq came along, and they had to figure out a way to provide protection for the convoys again. And then the gun truckers, my gun truckers, came in the spotlight. Some of my friends showed them how to do security for the convoys. And here about 2 years ago, the Smithsonian Channel picked up on it, and they had a 1-hour special on the gun trucks of Vietnam. So people finally learned after all this time that not everybody was in a rice paddy. The gun trucks were 5-ton cargo trucks that we took all the canvas off the sides and the seats out, and we armor plated the floor, and we double armor plated the walls and stuck as many machine guns on it as we could. And the average convoy had 4 gun trucks, and we usually went between 15 and 20 trucks between each gun truck. And when there was an ambush, we positioned the gun trucks between the convoy and the enemy and laid down a field of suppressive fire. The gun truck started with just being OD in color and no names on them. But typical GIs, just like during the Second World War, the nose art on the airplanes, we started doing art on the convoy, on the gun box, and started off by painting the gun box black, and eventually we ended up painting the whole truck black with a name on it. The idea of the black was to show intimidation and fear. And most of the trucks got pretty colorful after a while. My truck, when I first got on it, was called the Saint. And after we rearmed it, put more armor plating on it and more weaponry, we changed the name to the Red Baron. No, I always was proud of my service in Vietnam, although I didn't express it as much as I have in the last 10 years or so. Things weren't the same before. I always used the equation that your parents wanted to make life better for you as a child. And as Vietnam veterans, we try to make the veterans that are coming home now life better. So our sacrifice I think, has helped more for the new veterans than anything ever could. The song I think a lot about was Sky Pilot by Eric Burden and the Animals.